Hello there, and welcome to the Mystical Tarot Cafe, where we will be spilling the tea about your career. Today I'm using the Enchanted Astrologer, and we had an interesting career read, and I think what I will do with this one, if it makes sense, is to do a one card pull, because as we had seen with the love tarot, if you had come with that, or I should say the love reading, they all basically related to each other. And of course, if you'd like an extended reading, please email me and I will do more. I will send you a price list and you could choose what kind of reading you want, and you could choose which deck you want as well. If you like this Enchanted Astrologer deck, I will continue. If you'd like to see something else or just an oracle, I will do that too. So let's see, this one is popping out. Oh wow, you got two cards. So let's see, Taurus came out first, so we'll put this here, then the Sun. We are in the month of Taurus, so I will pull another card. So now we will be matching that love reading. And these are very, very positive cards. I am going to put these up here. Actually, you have the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness, the bottom of the deck energy. You have very bright, sunshiny cards for this reading. I am so happy. And you know what? I just got a phone call for an interview. So I think prospects are looking good. Prospects are looking good. I said an interview. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, yellow could be a lucky color. If there's a lot of yellow, maybe wear yellow or wear something yellow, even if it's your underclothes. Underclothes, who heard that word lately? And you see this candle? Dream big, manifest. Okay, so now I'll stop being corny. Leo also has a lot of yellow. So I am seeing, let's look at the time frame, okay? I could tell time frame just from looking at this. We are in May. May to June is Taurus, right? May to June. Because remember, I am very good with astrology. I could tell you timing. If I ever ask you for your birthday, I'm trying to assess your sign. Or if I ask your sign, I'm trying to kind of remember your birthday, because my memory with days and dates really isn't that great. But if I know your astrology sign, I am that person who will always remember your birthday, okay? I might not remember the exact day, but I'll remember like around the time, or at least a week that your birthday falls on. You know, within a day or two, I'm pretty good with that, within a day or two. If it's the beginning of the month, because sometimes with that little switch, I'm terrible. If it's the very beginning of the month, even my poor dad, you know, now I've gotten better, especially with the phones. You know how like you can't see the full calendar? If you are the same like me and forget whoever's like maybe the second or the third, like a little bit of like maybe the first, anybody who has a birthday on the first might have a better chance, right, of remembering that birthday. But if it's like the second, third, fourth, like around that timing, okay, you could probably catch the fourth or the fifth, because you've already, like if you have a paper calendar at home or a date book and you already switched the day. But the second or the third and you forgot to make that little switch, oh my goodness, that is a problem, isn't it? So if I have a suggestion for you, make a note for yourself the month before. Like, hello, so-and-so's birthday is on the 2nd or the 3rd or the week of whatever, you know, the first week of that next month coming. And that might help you calm down some of that anger. So, here we go. what I was jumping up and down about is we have Taurus, which is May to June, Leo and the Sun, and the 8th house, which all is about. So we have May to June, July, and August. That's what I was jumping up and down about. So you're looking at a very interesting spring through the summer in regards to your work. So let's see what this is about. There's no numbers here except for the 8. Oh, no, that's not a number. Sorry, that's the glyph. So yes, here's the only number in the entire thing. But how do I know these things? It's the placement. Taurus is May to June. Leo is July to August, right? Yes, July to August. Okay. It'll tell us here, okay? So you ended up with the 3-card reading plus the bottom of the deck energy. So you will match the reading for, as far as number of cards are concerned, will match the reading for the love reading. Here we go. Work and career for Taurus. At this time, your career is flowing along better than you think. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce the new deck. It's not new exactly. This is published. I've had this for a long time. It's 2001. I love my stuff in hardcover because it doesn't look as dog-eared as, if you ever have a choice of books and you have to spend maybe another couple of bucks for the hardcover, get the hardcover. Because as much as I love this book, I had this for a short time and it's already getting a bit dog-eared. And this book this is from 2001. This, I had it replaced, and look at it already. And this is just a few years old. Okay, see the difference? Some people love it when books look like this. But again, thank you, cousins, for replacing my book. Sorry it looks all dog-eared, but I'm using it. Anywho, this is a lovely couple, Monty Faber and Amy Zerner. I don't know if these are in print anymore. I think they still set out decks and oracles. This is an oracle set, and it comes with the cards, and it comes in a cute little case, like this. It's a little set. The cards have their own little space to put in. I originally I keep it like this because once the little plastic thing broke that it was banded with, I really had no other way, because if I try to put it in a pouch or something, it's too thick to put into the holder. So I just keep it that way. And I kept it in a loose bind so that it doesn't mark the cards. Okay, so that's my method. Anyway, let me read this to you. So, at this time, your career is flowing along better than you think. Unseen forces, those that you set in motion, and some that you have no idea about, are... I am so sorry when my New Yorkies comes through. I'm trying to sound a little bit more articulate, okay? Okay. Are causing movement in your career, though it may not appear to you or to those around you. Oh my goodness, that's so true. I'll tell you something. Trust, they always say trust in divine timing, as they say. Trust in divine timing. It is a time to be patient and practical, yes. See the developments in your career now as being like the first flowers of spring. It's spring now. But this is a timeless reading. Even though I'm saying now is May and so on and so forth, and the summer and such and such. Let's listen to the rest. Though things may appear gray and cold, there is movement beneath the surface. You may not realize how beautiful things are going to be until things start popping up like those first flowers, appearing as if by magic. Rewards are possible for you now, but in the form of you being valued for your abilities, steady hand, and consistent contributions. This is a time of preparation for the promotions and bonuses to come, rather than for the actual promotions and bonuses. Do not stray from the course you know to be the right one for you. Help to strengthen and consolidate things at work, rather than trying to do things differently. Interesting. Slow and steady is the way to proceed now. It is the best way to increase your power and prestige. Now is the time to stick to a well-described routine or the plan of a superior. It is not the right time to jump into any great master plan for action. I kind of did that, but we'll see how that turns out. It's the same field that, I'll tell you what I did, and maybe I could follow up on that. For the near future, work where you are allowed to devote a reasonable amount of time to ensuring that the value of people, that's my work, places and things is being correctly assessed. That's what I'm trying to make sure of. If you are between jobs, one is coming soon. Occupations with which you could do well now include transportation, construction, conservation, landscaping, farming, engineering, design, mathematics, and the fine arts. If you want to grab a pen and paper, I will read that again. Counting down from 3, get that pen and paper, 2, and 1. Occupations with which you could do well now include transportation, construction, conservation, landscaping, farming, engineering, design, mathematics, and the fine arts, especially sculpture, fashion, music, and singing. Wow. Okay. Yes, Taurus is very much into textiles and the arts. Very much so. Because Taurus is ruled by Venus. That's why it's relatable. And actually, you're going to hear that probably again with Leo and maybe the Sun and the 8th house. It's going to be all connected with each other. Watch. So while I'm looking for this, the Sun is next. The type of work I do, I have 2 different kinds of work. I work with children and I work with animals. And the children's side of it, I was having trouble with finding the hours that I need to sustain a part-time job. And then I was looking maybe to go back into administration or HR, something I could earn something during the day, because a lot of my work kind of falls in the afternoon. However, when it comes to working with the children, or they call them youths, they actually work in the later afternoon and evenings, which I can't do that because I have young children at home, if that makes sense. Now, if anybody knows, in my opinion, it's not a slight on anybody else who needs to do things differently. That's fine. You do you do what you need to do I know what it is to, struggle and try to make ends meet. I'm having my own things going on, and, but this is the way I have to conduct myself. Okay, it's no judgment on you, and please don't judge my household or me. However, one thing I did do that said to kind of work within the system is I did ask the boss that is, helping, that I help with the animals. I said, I really don't have any other clients right now. If you can give me more hours, I'm happy to take on more accounts. So they did. They gave me more accounts to work on. In the interim, I hadn't been taking on anything else, but I have been interviewing for the accounts for working with children. but it's the same thing over and over again, the same hours, like 4 to 8, 4 to 9, some overnights or something like that. And again, I cannot do that. For example, one of my young sons woke me up 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't sleep. I often wake up with headaches, and if they get sick, I get sick a lot, or things like that. And it has nothing to do with anything. It's just the age that they are at, and I accept that. So I had one more client that I worked with, but their authorization ran out, and that's just the functionality of the job. And it took a long time for them to get back to me to work with them again. And what I needed to do was, on my end, that's why I said, oh no, that's what I did. On my end, I was looking for another place that actually may accept this person as a client. And so that's what I tried to do a little different, because I felt that the organization that I was at, just let's just say, the case wasn't really coming back to me fast. So I just said, okay, let's see how, maybe I could do something else, with this case. So anyway, I mean, he's transferred into another place anyway. So I had the freedom of choice because I wasn't working with him at this time. So long story short, we'll see what happens with this case, if I work with him or not, or how we could extend it, because they still want to work with me and I still want to work with him. But I've been out of the organization now for quite some time, for many months. And I just my priority is to make sure that he's getting services. So I just want to make sure. So that's why I was happy that the reading kind of went that way. So again, you're looking for the benefit and the good of the organization, of the person you're working for or with, and and you can move forward and gain success in that way. So maybe I'll see what happens. And I don't know this other organization. What I do like is that it's nearby, and if I have to do anything in person with the office, at least I could go there. It's literally like 15 minutes from me, as opposed to the other place, which is about over an hour. So we'll see. I mean, I could work with all the organizations because there's no conflict of interest, even if that person does stay with the original organization. So it'll work out regardless, and we'll see what happens. So going on to the work and career with the Sun card. So in the current situation, being that I have it in the middle, even if it may not look that way today, the prospects for your work and career are excellent. I told you it's going to sound similar. Stay positive and take the high road. Act like a leader, and you may find yourself being given more responsibility. So that tells me in my situation, because I have a new situation, possibly. Let's say if they do take on this client, I'm giving them a new client, but they might give me a new client, so I might have more than one. Show that you know how to work for the good of all, and not just for your own selfish interests. Exactly. At this time, your career needs you to take a new and creative approach to solving any difficulties in which you now find yourself. The old tried and true methods will not work as well as they have in the past unless you modify them with some new special touches. You need to be involved in projects where you are able to use and develop your creative abilities. Creativity is fun. I am sure you would like to be the first to admit that you should be having more fun at what you do for a living. There are simple steps that you can use to bring the joy and creativity into even the simplest of tasks. When it comes to your career, you may not even realize how often you have already used your creativity. It is usually a question of how you refer your creative acts before you will see how far along the road you are already. Most people call it problem solving. The ancient astrologers knew that our highly developed human creativity was that made us so special. Our ability to create that which had never been created before seemed to mirror the ability of divine forces to create life itself. No matter what our circumstances, we still have the power to make an impact on our world if we choose to take the time to do so. Okay, so I like that. And what I could say definitely is people don't realize, like, even if you're an accountant, I mean, you could put on makeup, oh my goodness, music, and make the moment creative. So I was thinking before when they were saying music and things like that, recreation of sorts, or even if you feel like you do have a humdrum kind of job that you're kind of bored of, make sure you do something after work that, makes it less so. Okay, so the future of your work and career situation. If you've been thinking about making changes in your work situation or career, now is the time to make them. It could range from rearranging or moving your office all the way to changing jobs or changing careers or altogether. This is a time of extremes, so be prepared. Okay, so keep in mind this was the past, Taurus, and now it's saying the extremes. So this is represented by yin yang. So let's see what exactly they're talking about here. And it did say change. It said like things will start sprouting up, like as in the flowers, in the spring, like flowers, right? Pop, pop, pop. So be prepared to change to come, and not necessarily from where you think it might come. Keep secrets and do not volunteer any information. If you are thinking about a career change, hint to your most trusted work associates. Of course, if you are at work looking for another job, it is never a good idea to mention to your other coworkers, because I will tell you, somebody always will tell on you. I don't care how close you think you are with your coworkers or who you think is your friend. Somebody will always tell on you. Always, 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 always. Don't trust anybody, even if it's your supervisor or what have you, and you think you're being honest. Keep those cards close to your chest, so to speak, and be sure that only unless you have that job offer 100% that you say something. Please do that. Do make that promise, because if I tell you, that happened to me more than one time, because I'm a very trusting individual, not dumb, but I really thought, I was being honest, and I told my supervisor, because I was transferred into a department one time that was because another department closed down, and I was happy to have a job, and I was very excited when I was being transferred back into a position that I belonged. And I had mentioned, like, oh yeah, I went on this interview, and do you mind being my reference, and so on and so forth. I thought being honest would, be a good thing. And instead, when I talked to the director, she was happy to tell me, she already knew my news and blah, 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 and I was so disappointed. I left there, it was like a bittersweet kind of, just very, it just really killed the whole mood of everything that was happening. And I didn't talk to those people again after that, because I just felt betrayed. It really wasn't a good feeling, but that's just to let you know, and I knew these people for a very long time. It was just very disheartening, to say the least. So do yourself a favor, don't hurt yourself that way, okay? Okay, and don't let foolish pride stand in the way of your new career. All right, if somebody offers you help, like if you can network, and like somebody outside of your space, and somebody's like, oh yeah, by the way, I know like this job opened up in this department, da da da. Go ahead, do it. Is it time for you to learn how to use other people's money and resources to your advantage? If you have been working hard to obtain the trust of those with whom you work, it is time for you to ask for more responsibility in your job, including handling other people's money. If your request is granted, you must treat it as sacred trust. Whether you work with money or not, it's crucial that you resist any and all enticements to use your power for your own gain. This is so funny. I was just having this discussion with my sons this morning. Because I had mentioned that I was making a wish list for the channel, and one of my sons said, "Can you get a 3D printer?" I said, "That's not necessary for the channel." That's what you want. That's not what's needed for the channel. We need a regular printer, maybe to conduct business, but not a 3D printer. So no, I will not be putting a 3D printer for the channel. Thank you very much. It would also be a good idea to make sure that your colleagues are being completely honest in their dealings with you and your place of work. I was just talking about that. Now is a great time to work in banking. Okay, again, you ready with your pen and paper? 3, 2, and 1. It's a great time to work in banking, asset management, recycling, estate planning, detective work, the mantric arts, which is astrology, tarot, magic, and the like, which is like oracles, maybe even feng shui, and definitely look that up online. And again, it's called the Mantic Arts, MANTIC, Mantic Arts, or New Age. Look up New Age in the matters related to, let's say, the physical acts of love, just in case I don't want to get in trouble on this channel. Okay, so that's for the 8th house. Now let's look at Leo. I suspect that'll be very similar. Okay. I believe Leo is in the 8th house. Here we go. Work and career. It is time to get creative no matter what your job or career. This requires you to look in a new way at what you are involved in. Do not just accept that you and those around you know the best way to accomplish a goal. Look at your situation as if you have never seen it before. Or bring in someone, maybe even a young person, and explain your problem to him or her. You may be surprised at the fresh look their eyes may provide for you. This is so true. Do you know sometimes if I'm stumped with something, I'll ask my children how they would handle it, and they provide such fresh outlooks that it is so helpful just to see how they would approach it. Even in the simple way that they would explain it, and it makes so much sense sometimes. And I'm not putting adult situations on them, but if you present something in a way that would be easy for them to understand, something appropriate, of course, they would be happy to talk to you about it. I mean, even something is like shopping, or, I always give them choices. I give them autonomy. And believe it or not, they're happy to help you. They are, and it helps them to develop as well. You can have tremendous success with work requiring you to come up with the creative ideas. Though mental work is usually associated with creativity, you can be quite creative in work requiring your physical labor. Your creativity can be expressed by coming up with the best way to do your job. Whatever you do, you should produce work that is a reflection of your unique personality and purpose in the world. Producing this work is like giving birth to a child. Like childbirth, creativity does require the cooperation of those around you. If you actually find that there are those around you who are resisting your efforts to find creative ways to deal with your career-related situations, you must first use your new burst of creativity to find a way to convince them to let you try your hand at making things work. A job in the traditionally creative fields like art, music, dance, acting, film, TV, writing, design, or fashion would be wonderful. There are opportunities around you to be creative in any job. If you are between jobs now, do not waste time thinking that you have failed in some way. Use this time to look at your strengths and weaknesses and choose a job that allows you to do what you are best at. Do not settle for a job that merely allows you to do what you are good at, or you will be plagued with the nagging feeling that you are not getting all you can out of life. This is so true. If you are in between jobs, I would say look at it as an opportunity. Definitely get a job, but maybe not the first thing that comes. Um, what you would like to do is look at your options. Think about what might make you happy. And please don't have that attitude of like, oh, look at the sheep, they're working 9 to 5, and that's very insulting. People need to make a living in order to sustain whatever they need to sustain, whether it be their household, they have bills to pay. I grew up, I needed to take care of my mother. I was on my own at a very young age. I had to pay 2 rents and 2 sets of bills, and nobody was helping me, literally nobody. And maybe every now and again I had some good friends around me and they helped, and I'm very grateful for that. So never judge, because you don't know what a person is going through. And what I would like to do now, basically what the messages here are saying to you is be creative, be mindful of what you're doing. Try not to push against the grain, but if you have something that you feel like is maybe a little boring or humdrum, maybe it's time to kind of change up your routine a little bit, see if you could take on other things. It doesn't have to be an entirely new job or career. You don't have to change everything. But if you are in a position that you want to or can, think of it as an opportunity to do something either you always wanted to do. You could even pick up some side gigs. Let's say, you know how to play the piano, you know how to look online. There are opportunities out there that you can, that was confirmation. I hope that played through. The phone was ringing. So, yeah, there were, there's opportunities to learn how to do stuff online. I just signed my kids and myself up for piano lessons. So, it was a pretty decent deal for, a lot of us. And here we go. So I didn't say anything. Health issues could arise. So somebody, please be careful if you're, working more than you should, or overworking, or stressed. Please be mindful of your health, your water intake, your diet. And if you're in need of those annual exams or tests that you should be taking, definitely check, get those checkups. If you need to go to the dentist, that just came to mind, maybe go to the dentist. I know I'm overdue, so definitely take care of yourself, because no place is worth your good health, okay? Because that cannot be replaced. And trust me, when your health fails, that's going to be more expensive than any job could pay you back. So, hopefully, also look at your insurance and, make sure all of that is in check. All right, so what does the collective need to know about their work? Are they let's say, are they in the right job? Are they in the right field? Do they have the right career at this time? Do they need to change careers at this time? How's that sound? Does the collective who are watching this pile at this moment in time need to change their career? Because even though the reading said no, right? Should I stay or should I go now? Here we go. Oh, you got more than one. Oh, here we go. Give it time. Didn't I say that before, or did I say that for the other pile? Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. So, like I said, there's no rush. See what's going on. Think about it. Cycles, fate, karma. Something getting, something beginning. Something getting. It's worded a little strangely, but here you go. So if you have the kind of job I was saying, like accounting, that's on cycles, right? Every few months you have to do inventory, and you have. I used to work in payroll, and my job was very closely related to the accounting department, and every few months we had to do a whole bunch of things that were very cyclic. So if you have a very cyclic kind of job, think of ways to change things up. Maybe, I think I did this a similar reading where I was suggesting like luncheons, or, just try to find things to make things a little, some things to break up the monotony, You might not be able to change the work, but you could change the atmosphere. Okay, so for those changing jobs, is the collective looking at the right position? Is the next position the correct position for the collective? Are they looking at the right job or career? Are they looking at the right job or career? Here's one. What? Oh man. You may be dealing with a narcissist. So be careful. Again, the warning is be careful who you're talking to. So this could be somebody in the office or maybe in your circle. Someone is too full of themselves. So let me take another pull at this. So let's see, how can I word this? Let me word it the way the Enchanted Astrologer likes to word things. Will they be choosing the career for the highest good and greatest joy? Will the collective be choosing the career for the highest good and greatest joy? I see one sticking out. Is it one or two? Oh, okay, interesting. So this is very similar to the love reading. Manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. You might want to look at the love reading because it was very tied into the career reading. I almost did not do the career reading. Okay, and then I said, you know what, that's not fair, because I said I was going to do a career reading. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. So this can also stand for, you see how the hearts are together? So if you open your heart, it doesn't mean love at work, obviously. You don't want to create that situation at work. However, if you open your heart, if let's say you're bored at work and you bring that energy home, and then that's just another cycle that you don't really want to get into, or the way you talk to people or text people. Let's say if your kids are coming into the room and I think it's kind of sad. My strategy, not that I'm perfect, I'm far from perfect, because I have my moments, but I tell people, when a child approaches you, more times than not, they have a surprise for you. They're thinking about you all day. They want to tell you something fun. Greet them with a smile, and you'll be glad for it. I promise you. I can't tell you how many times the news was more good than bad. And because even the other day I was a little sad about, I didn't take my own advice, and joking. I was kind of joking around, and one of my son's friends said, "Oh, do you want to hear what your son said?" And I was like, not really, joking around. And I saw it was more because this is a message being relayed to me, and I had no idea what I was about to hear, and I thought it was going to be something snarky or what have you. And the friend looked kind of confused and said, "Oh, he said that you were his favorite parent." And this is what I mean. This is what I mean. So even in joking, try not to do that, okay? Because I said I had to apologize. I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. That is just so sweet. Thank you so much for telling me." I mean, but you know what? I already like ruined the mood. I mean, the friend didn't know how to take it, and I felt kind of bad. I mean, not kind of. I felt bad. That's not fair. You know. And like I said, I'm not perfect, but I always, I didn't even follow my own suggestion. But yes, when you can, always greet a child with a smile, because chances are they want to make you happy. Okay, so hopefully Auntie Lola has helped you through some pressing times, and if you're in between jobs, good luck. And if you're without a job, I'm so sorry you are going through this. Know that you're not alone, and I pray that you have the resources you need. If not, please look into your state and your city for those resources. Look to your YMCA, your local paper might have more information, and definitely look at the local library, and maybe they'll be able to help you as well. So again, thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and share. Thank you so much for being here. And oh yes, I actually put up the Google account, so we have an email attached to this website, and I also am working on a wish list, and I will put very inexpensive items, and of course nothing is ever expected, but if you do email me, if you want a reading from me, a personal private reading, it will be done in a recording style like this. And of course you would tell me what kind of reading you would want, and we would I have a price list that I already set up. I will send you the price list, and you would tell me if you like any of these types of decks or oracles, and we'll make it happen. So thank you so much for stopping in, and enjoy your day. Thank you.